Hi guys, so in tribute of doing a review for Pose, I decided that I would put on my pose. Ow! And slay this review. If you guys are interested, then stay tuned. So hi guys, welcome to my channel. Hello to all my new subscribers, and I'm going to give a review on the new scripted drama on FX called Pose. Now, I've been asked, what do you think of Pose? What do you think about Pose? What do you think about Pose? And I know especially people within the LGBT community have already kind of given their review of it. I wasn't really going to watch Pose just because I'm not particularly into scripted TV. I'm more of a documentary reality TV type of kid. But I wanted to give this show a chance because, first of all, it was representation for the community, and secondly, I had heard some really positive things about the television series. And the storyline begins with a trans woman who is starting a house. She is a part of the ballroom scene, and she's just trying to find her way and establish something that's really meaningful in the community. She wants to start her own official house, and she's doing that by competing through the ballroom scene, getting her name out there and pursuing that legendary status, because when you have status in the community, then you have power, you have influence, and you have leverage. And everybody within that little family is in a different reality. So you have the trans woman, she's trying to start her gay house, but then she also starts fighting for LGBT equality due to being kicked out of a gay bar. And then the gay son is pursuing a career in ballet, and he's inspired by the gay mother and her ambition. But then he develops kind of a love connection with this really cute guy who is kind of been living on the streets and has his own backstory of kind of being abandoned and kind of thrown out there to society. And so he's kind of living vicariously and experiencing his higher self through this young man's ambition for ballet, and just him being so driven and wanting something out of life, and that's really refreshing for him. And then there's a gay daughter who is also a trans woman. She's also trying to move up the pyramid. She went from being basically a streetwalker to being like a showgirl at this porn store where guys get to basically see her through a glass, do various sexual things. But she's developing this weird pansexual relationship with this white guy who is like Quicksilver from X-Men. It was really refreshing to see him because I liked his performance in X-Men. And it's just very fucking amazing. Like, I was not expecting to be blown away by this show. It's really well produced. It was really touching to see this level of representation, especially with everything that's going on within America, with all these different social activist movements, and with so many people fighting for visibility, black people, women, black women, the LGBT community, black gays. And so as all that culminates, it was really fucking awesome to just see something that is truly about our culture, and that kind of reminds every other culture when they want to use gay slang, when they want to contour in their faces, beauty, makeup, fashion, that all these things come from the LGBT community. I love that the show emphasizes the ballroom scene because it really got to show the extremity of just how fucking creative and talented LGBT people are. We are just inherently talented individuals, and that goes back to societies revering us as eunuchs, and how eunuchs had their place within the harems. We were in charge of the cosmetics of the queen, the cosmetics of the king, and we were in charge of keeping the concubines beautiful and beautified, and keeping the lawn to the kingdom manicured, and just keeping the kingdom up. Like, that was our specialty, was aesthetic. So when you see a large chunk of the LGBT community having very artistic drives like music or modeling or makeup or hairstylists or fashion designers, the reason why you see this particular field so drenched with LGBT persons is because that's naturally just a part of the way that we are constructed. Like, God literally put creativity in the heart of LGBT people. I like that the show is dealing with the lack of intersectionality within the gay community, because what a lot of people don't know, especially like heterosexuals and outsiders, is that even our community has to deal with racism. There is a gap between white gays and black gays, and that's hinted to when the trans woman is dealing with the issue of trying to be served a drink at this all gay bar, this all gay white bar. And it also hinted to the racism within the LGBT community, because there's a scene where she is in the bar trying to get served after being thrown out the first time, and there's a Negro in the bar, in this all white bar, and she's like, why are you here? Don't you know that they don't want either one of us here? Within the community, we're battling it out to confront racism and prejudice within the community. And within this community, there is a prejudice towards trans women as well. Because for a long time, there was a L, there was a G, there was a B, and nobody even fucked with the T, didn't even know who the fuck those people were. Like, who is the T, who are trans? Gay people were terrified and were transphobic toward trans individuals, intersex individuals. So even the LGBT community had to grow and educate themselves regarding these people who have an interesting balance of masculine and feminine energy. Obviously, the show is going to be dealing with HIV, which is always a conversation that's relevant for the community. HIV is an epidemic within our community, and that is a fight that we are also fighting right now. So I love that the show is going to target such an important issue. Another thing that I thought was really refreshing was how the show is really dealing with gay houses. The gay house really started off as a very genuine intention within the community, where you had older gay men and women and trans men and women who were taking in other gays who basically were orphans, who had been casted out to the streets, who had been abandoned by their families. Gay houses were formed as a shelter for LGBT persons, and it just reminds me of just how genuine my community is, and how we do create spaces for one another, and we try to band together. And banding together and being unified is something that has always been in the hearts of LGBT people, even though we have our own issues in terms of a lack of intersectionality. But at the end of the day, there's always been an incentive for us to be a fucking family. And it kind of just refreshed my respect for the gays that founded gay houses. They were not charities or organizations. These were real people who were taking their money, taking their apartment, taking their homes, taking their resources, and opening them up to other stray gays. And the level of compassion and heart that requires is just almost unfucking believable. This show makes me proud to be LGBT persons. It reminds me of how genuine and amazing and creative, and how much fight LGBT persons have within them for liberty, for love, for connection, for artistic expression. And I'm looking forward to actually watching this series. And because I'm not into scripted television, I probably won't be doing a review necessarily for every episode. But I can just tell you right now, I will be tuning in. And as this show produces very special moments, I may choose to make videos in responses to some of the issues and topics that come up in the show. But I want all of you guys to fucking watch it. It is amazing. Every type of story is within this particular script. It looks like the down low man who's confused about his sexual orientation and wants one of us on the side is there. The trans woman story is there. The gay man story is there. The masculine gay man story is there. The effeminate, awkward, nerdy gay man story is there. Looks all encompassing, and so I'm just looking forward to seeing what the development of the script is going to be. But this really fucking impressed me. Tell me what you guys think of Pose. If you guys have seen it, it is on FX. Please go check it out, and tell me if it's your cup of tea. Make sure you rate, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and I will talk to you guys later.